What is Turiya? Turiya is you have a glimpse of the observer. Okay, you can do it anytime. So just now, as you're looking at me, be aware of who's looking. You're looking at me, be aware of who's looking or what is looking. Everybody. And if you feel a presence, that's your soul. That's I. That was there when I was a baby, different body, different mind, everything different. But that was same. Okay. So being aware of awareness is soul consciousness. To be aware of awareness is soul consciousness. It's called Turiya. Now here are other ways to access Turiya. So one is to be aware of being aware. The second is be aware of the space between you and me. So as soon as you become aware of the space between you and me, mind quietens. Try it right now. As you're looking at me, be aware of the space. This space is borderless. It's infinite. But why had the Rishi said something deeper? This space is imbued with consciousness. It's called Chit Akash, the infinite space. But they also said Chit Akash is everywhere there is Akash, between breath, between movement, between thought, between emotions, between every vritti is Chit Akash. So it's in the space between space-time events. A thought is a space-time event, an emotion is a space-time event, a perception is a space-time event, but in between is you. And that's not a space-time event, that's Chit Akash. So you wake up to that, you have soul consciousness. When that soul consciousness gets permanently established, so now that was Turiya, it's called Turiya Tata. Turiya Tata means my body is asleep, my mind is asleep, the whole world is asleep, but my awareness is fully awake. I can see the body, I can see the mind, I can see the world from a place that is outside of space and time. So that's called cosmic consciousness. Cosmic consciousness, because I'm no longer in this world. I am in this world, but I'm not belong to this world. Okay, that's a Christian phrase. I am, Jesus Christ uses that phrase. I'm in the world, but not of it. Okay? It's to be local and non-local at the same time. Now, when this happens, because now you're non-local at all time, waking, sleeping, and dreaming, then you have access to the siddhis. Okay? But then thought creates synchronicity, or I have the same thought, I can read your thoughts, or I can, because I'm non-local, I don't identify with the body and mind. And this is when the fear of death goes away completely, because you have the experience, I'm not the body and the mind. They're changing vrittis. So extrasensory perception, so-called psychic powers, healing, past lives, future lives, all that, very clear in cosmic consciousness, experientially, not intellectually. Intellectually, to koi bhi kar sakta. You know, you do it intellectually, give it to others, become a guru. Okay, it's simple. But you have to have the experience. If you have the experience, then you don't need to convince anyone. You know what it is. You know, you don't have to convince anyone what gravity is or what electricity is. So you don't have to convince anyone about this. So that's called Turiya Tata. This is also extrasensory perception and everything that we call psychic. And then that leads to, this is called Turiya Tata. The next stage is called Bhagavad Chetna, which means God consciousness or divine consciousness. You not only experience consciousness here, you experience it in every object, every person, every sentient being. Ramakrishna, perfect example. You know, I don't know if you know the story of Ramakrishna when he was worshipping to the goddess, because he was a bhakta yogi, like the Hare Krishna people. And one day he was actually worshipping the goddess mother, divine mother, and then he suddenly saw her on the floor. He saw her on the walls. He saw her in the ceiling. He saw her in the curtains, and he didn't know what to do. It's pretty bizarre. And then, as a result of not knowing what to do, he started to dance. And then he danced till he was exhausted. And after that, he was in divine consciousness. Vivekananda was his student, but Ramakrishna was the source.